As Run DMC famously said, you talk too much. Very patiently waiting, none other than James Ashby, running, of course, for One Nation in the seat of Keppel, in the Queensland election. Christy McSweeney with the PR Council. Lovely, lovely people. All right, so, James, just in terms of political messaging, right, like you've seen literally just the craziest of responses to the Dutton nuclear stuff, right? The polls right now say there's about 22% of people undecided. We'll all wait and see how that goes. But I'm going to play it for the third time. This is Tanya Plibersek's chief argument against him, which is we're costing too much money. Roll it one more time and your immediate response off the back, mate. Go.
He is saying to Australians, I don't trust you. I don't trust you with the costings we've done, if he's done the costings, or he's saying we've announced a policy without costing it. Like, when has an opposition ever gone to the Australian people with something as fundamental as saying we're going to slam the brakes on renewables, we're going to move to nuclear instead, and they've done it without a costing? I mean, seriously.
James?
Taking media advice from Linda Burney's old advisor by the sounds of it. In fact, might be better to roll Linda out. She might have something half decent to say on this. They are so ill-prepared, Labor, for this announcement that they have been caught off guard, and Labor really don't have an argument against Peter Dutton's very sensible plan for stability of not only our electricity grid but also our economic future as well. Because if we're to sustain the manufacturing that we want in this country, there's not much left. We've got to have reliable, cheap power. And look, if there's one thing I could implore you to have a sensible conversation with your people at News Corp, any of the newspapers, don't put these stories behind paywalls. Make sure that the Australian people can read all the data, all the debate, both sides of the argument. I think all your newspapers did a very good job during The Voice, and I think this debate here is equally as important. Can I also say how proud I am of the people for actually saying in that questionnaire that they were undecided?
Yes.
That's a really bold move from a lot of Australian people to actually say, look, I haven't made a decision because I don't know the facts on this. I think the more we can inform people about how reliable power will be in this country, if we've got a mix of power from nuclear, wind, solar, the whole lot, gas included too, we will not end up like a basket case electricity grid like they've got in South Africa. You speak to anyone who's recently come out of South Africa, they don't have stability in their grid, and so they've got these rolling blackouts that happen every single day. Every house has got to have a generator which is fired up with either petrol or diesel, and it's because they don't have stability. We've been told towards the end of this year, we're likely to have rolling blackouts in some parts of the country. I don't want that. I'm sure nobody in this country wants it. But until we get it, I don't think people realise how good we've had it in this country for a long time. I say well done to Peter Dutton. I say well done to the coalition as a whole for putting forward sensible policy that Australians now can differentiate the two. Labor, who want instability in our power, and the coalition who want to make sure that everybody has cheap, reliable power as we move forward as a nation.